My name is Yusuke Nishino, and I'm a mechanical engineering student. Welcome to Fukui. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself and your mission?
My name is Joan Kang Shin, and I'm a professor of practice in the education department at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. So that is in Baltimore, Maryland, in the United States. And my mission is all about education for children. So I specialize in teaching English to young learners. So some of the young learners that I am developing materials for and preparing teachers for are for 3 to 5-year-old children, right, in preschool and kindergarten, and also primary school age from grades 1 to 6. And so what I really want to do is to be able to create materials that are engaging for children so they want to learn and so that they are successful in learning English as a second language or as a foreign language. And I've been very lucky because a lot of my work has been in collaboration with National Geographic. And so I can develop materials using National Geographic photos and videos and content that will help children, young learners, be able to enjoy learning English.
Why did you come to this small unknown university?
Well, I'm here at the University of Fukui to give a talk. And actually, I'm really excited to share a little bit about my work with teaching children using songs. But I think the point is to try to talk with students here about how English is being used as a global language and how it's a very important language to learn if you want to communicate with the world, right? That there is this global community, and that if you want to learn more about the world, communicate with other people, and then ultimately make a difference in the world we live in and contribute to it, that being able to use English is a really great tool, right? To be able to reach other people and to be able to do something that's actually going to be a positive impact, right?
What has been your impression of Fukui and Japan in general?
I arrived in Fukui last night, and so far, I think my biggest impression has been the people that I've met here. Everyone has been so warm and welcoming, and I have felt very comfortable here since I arrived. And I think that says a lot about a place when the people that you meet, you can feel a connection with, and it makes you feel, good about being in a place. So that's really my first impression. And in Japan, well, I have been here a few times. I used to live in Seoul, Korea, and I have to say that every trip I've made to Japan has really been wonderful. I think the people here are so polite and hospitable. And I think sometimes I have felt that between Japan and Korea, there is some shared culture or something shared, in terms of worldview. So I've always felt very comfortable here. So yeah, it's wonderful that I got a chance to come here again.
What did you do for study when you were a university student?
Well, when I was a university student, my first degree was in economics from Cornell University. And after that, I worked for a company, I worked for a law firm, but then I started to volunteer to teach English in a special program at night. And that volunteer experience sparked my passion for teaching English. So then I went back to graduate school to study how to teach English, and eventually got my PhD in language, literacy, and culture. So I think, my passion for teaching came also from the love of the study of language and culture. And growing up in the United States, of course, I'm a native speaker of English. But my parents were from Korea, so I really could understand, I think, the challenges of not just studying language, but also the challenge of understanding another culture, right, through the study of language. So I think, even though I studied economics when I was an undergraduate, maybe I'm not doing anything with that first degree, but all my life experiences have led me to a place where, I think that going back to my mission, that I've found kind of my mission or my purpose of what I can do, right, to make the world a better place.
What things in your life led you to become your current job?
Well, there's some different aspects to my current job. First, I think the main point of my job is to help prepare teachers of English and to help provide opportunities for professional development. Just helping teachers to improve their teaching practice, but also inspire them to love teaching even more. Most of the teachers I work with teach children and also teenagers. So sometimes the job can be challenging and frustrating. And sometimes teachers need a reminder of why it's important, how when you're a teacher, it doesn't matter what subject you teach. You could teach English or math or science, but you're preparing, our youth, our young people for their future. And in fact, I think, what you do to prepare kids for their future affects our future, right? Because our children are the caretakers of our world that we're going to live in the future. So I think my job is really to help teachers to prepare their students to have a better life, but also to make our world a better place. So that's first. Second is working with National Geographic Learning to develop materials to help teachers to be able to teach more effectively. And in that job, again, we're inspiring teachers to inspire learners, right? By bringing kind of the world through National Geographic into the classroom. So that's my job, I think, preparing teachers and also creating materials for English teaching.
What do you think we Japanese or Japanese students need to do to become more global?
I think Japanese students could do a few things to become more global. And I think this is a case not just for Japanese students, but for all of us around the world. Of course, one good skill is to be able to speak and use a global language. And of course, English is one global language that is important to learn. So learning how to speak it, understand it, and use it is one important skill. Another thing to be more global is actually you need to know more about the world, because there's so many facets of our world, of our life that's global. Even just the shirt you're wearing, right, represents something global, right? The materials may come from another place. It could be manufactured in a different country, right? It could be sold from an international company, right? So every bit of just the shirt you're wearing has, an effect from many, many different places. So we have to be aware of how everything in our life is actually a product of something global. So knowing more about our world, knowing more about everything in our lives, even if it seems local, actually the effect of it could, be global. So yeah, you have to learn more. You have to be a student of our world, I think. The more you know about the world, then the more you will be able to have a hand in making the world a better place.
What message would you like to get across to University of Fukui students and students across Japan?
I think the message that I would like to give to students here at this university and in Japan is just to care about this world that we live in. And that starts with caring about other people, right? Even if it's the person next to you, to what's happening with people in other parts of the world. It just starts with caring about what's happening. When you can, care about other people and also other places and also what's happening around us locally as well as globally, that's really the first step, right? In being able to make things better in the world around us. But one thing that we know for certain is that you can't care about anything unless you first know about it. And so this search for knowledge, the search for understanding about other people and other places, even the search for understanding about your next door neighbor or what's happening with, your friends. I mean, if you don't know about it, then you can't care about it. So in order to become a better citizen locally and globally, really, it starts with search for knowledge and understanding. Then once you know about it and you care about it, that's when you start to feel inspired to do something about what's happening around you. So I think that's really the message that I would give to students here, right? To search for knowledge and understanding and care about other people and places. And then let's try to do something about it together.